Hello my friends, and welcome back to the rabbit hole, and welcome to my review of the brand Alpyn Beauty. Now before we get into this video, I want to say a few things in case you are stumbling upon this channel. Hello and welcome. My name is Alice, and timestamps are very important to me. So if you are only here for a specific review on a product from Alpyn Beauty, please check the description box below. We've got timestamps so you can watch any portion of this video that interests you and skip whatever doesn't. But also, I wanted to start out this video by kind of giving you a quick summary of what I think the strengths and weaknesses of this brand are. In doing this, I hope it's helpful for you to determine whether this is the brand for you or not. So first of all, strengths. I've mentioned it already on this channel quite a few times, but oh my goodness, this brand is wonderful at unique textures. Their products are so enjoyable to use. They just spread on your skin so nicely. They are, in my opinion, that definition of cosmetic elegance. Now, a con that goes hand in hand with that, cosmetically elegant formulas tend to cost a little bit more money, and that's simply because the company used a lot of time and resources on improving that product before they released it to the public. So to give you a quick example here, we're going to talk about a cleanser that's $36, not too bad, an eye cream that's $62, a moisturizer that's $60. I absolutely recognize that that is out of some people's budgets. That's why I wanted to start the video out this way. And yet for other people, that is no problem at all. And it's certainly not as expensive as some other brands out there. Another tremendous strength, this brand is so good at sustainability. I feel like a lot of brands claim to be a more sustainable brand, but when you really get into digging, it's a little more questionable. They are also clean and vegan, and as such, we have another potential weakness in that if you are somebody with allergies, you should certainly know that these products do contain some amount of essential oil ingredients. Interestingly, they do seem to stick with the essential oils rather than change them up per product. It seems they always are using, at least with these products, lavender and orange oil, which thankfully work out well for me. But again, just a heads up for anybody who is allergic to those ingredients or who struggles with using them. Isn't it interesting how every pro has a con? That tends to be the way the world works, isn't it? As for how I discovered this brand, it's a bit of a funny story. I received 2 of these products in PR kind of a while ago, actually. It's a testament to a brand making clean products that don't expire too quickly. What do we have on this one? Well, we actually have the 12-month stamp on this PlantGenius moisturizer. You know that's rare for clean brands. So I had those 2 products around for a while. That was the PlantGenius and the Wild Huckleberry Peel. And I just kept coming back to them and thinking, these are such gorgeous products, and I love the ethics behind this brand. So in October, I placed my own order on the Alpyn Beauty website, and I purchased the FTC Brightening Bounce Cream, a new release, the PlantGenius Line Filling Eye Balm, and the Creamy Bubbling Cleanser with fruit enzymes and AHAs. And I'm not doing my standard 2-week trials kind of for the rest of the year. That's simply because the ranking all of the best products is taking over on this channel, but I'm still trying products. So basically for the rest of this year, you're going to see some of these kind of larger long-term reviews that aren't quite as focused, but still cover all of the products. And as you can probably gather by this point in the video, I am very pleased with this brand. Absolutely pleased with my results, with my experience. I love this brand. They need to get more attention. So a little bit more backstory on the brand, and then I'll get into product reviews. What I wanted to do is direct you to the Alpyn Beauty website for a quick little conversation. So basically what this brand is doing, if we click on the clean beauty portion here, they'll talk very briefly about being a clean brand. We believe in clean. For us, there is no other way. And that's kind of where the conversation about clean beauty ends. Instead, it immediately turns to talking about sustainability, sustainable cultivation and manufacturing processes. We never see that. Naturally resilient plants grown wild and picked fresh. Recyclable packaging and materials, 100% recycled glass, no animal testing, FSC certified paper materials, certified vegan, 1% for the planet, repurposed partnership to reduce our plastic footprint. What's interesting to me about this is a clean brand, but they seem to constantly shift the topic over to sustainability. I really appreciate this because, let me actually elaborate here. This might be a bit of a story. I've noticed that human nature is a bit competitive. People somehow assume a sports team belongs to them based solely on location. It's fascinating, actually. And then, they are excited by their sports team sportsing better than the other. We see it with fictional characters. Are you a Sith or are you a Jedi? And I think we see it with clean beauty as well. I don't like that this divides us as a skincare community. Notice I didn't throw politics into this. I do think politics are different. But when it comes to, your favorite fictional characters, or whether you believe in or don't believe in clean beauty, I think that we all want skincare that works. And I don't love that we're divided on this topic. And yet I do actually understand it. Technically my title is a scientist. Yes, I'm a scientist, but not in skincare topics. But because of my background, yes, I have noticed that some of the studies that clean beauty advocates are citing have some flaws. And yet, because of my own personal experiences, my own background, I can't attack clean beauty enthusiasts. I can't do it. It's been a while since I talked about this, so I'll bring it up again, even though apparently this is an unpopular opinion. But I grew up in a household that was very clean, even though that word didn't exist back in the 90s. But you see, my mom had me and my brother when she was older. She was considered a geriatric pregnancy. I think she was actually 44 or 45 when she had my brother. She still was determined to have us, and yet she wanted to be the best mom that she could. She wanted to, live as long as possible, be healthy as long as possible, and that's what drove her to the choices that she made, which includes being vegetarian, eating very healthy, and avoiding GMOs and whatever else she avoids. I'll tell you what, she's healthy. She's in her 70s and she's healthy, but I believe it's because of her dietary choices. Of course, I say that. I'm a nutritional scientist. Eat your fruits and vegetables and don't eat too much fast food. Here and there is okay, but don't eat too much of it. And I personally cannot blame her for those choices. I actually very much understand them and I respect her choices. And that's really what it boils down to for me in terms of the clean conversation. I will respect anyone's choices of what to purchase and what to avoid, but I still do not like it when I see the marketing teams embellishing. Does all that make sense? I bet I'm not making any friends with telling you this because, again, people want you to choose a team, but the reality is I can't choose a team here. I understand both sides. Getting back to Alpyn Beauty, what I like so much about them is that while they have these clean products, I don't see them doing any of that nonsense. Our products are the only non-toxic products. Instead, they're kind of using clean as a way to to transition into a conversation on sustainability, which I appreciate. And what I mean on this whole sustainability done right is in terms of the packaging, we actually have glass. Glass is better for the environment as long as you can recycle it. There is one exception. Plastic is better if you absolutely cannot recycle. I hope you can, but I know that there's exceptions. If you are one of those exceptions, please buy your products in plastic packaging, as throwing away glass is worse for the environment. Recycling glass, you can actually recycle every last bit of it, whereas plastic can only be downcycled. Meaning that you can only actually reuse a portion of plastic, the rest of it is strictly waste. Now they do have some plastic components. You'll pretty much need that on most packaging, and so what they've done is they've made it a removable system so you can easily recycle the glass. A lot of brands package their products in glass packaging, but what makes Alpyn Beauty so good at this sustainability is that it's not just the packaging, it's the product contents itself. They are actually sourcing their ingredients for these products locally. Thank you for reducing your carbon footprint. They're locally sourced in Jackson, Wyoming, and they're made in the USA. See, a lot of brands do this thing where they pull the ingredients from all kinds of different countries. So they all have to be shipped to the place where the product is formulated. The product is formulated and then it is shipped off to another country where it is packaged into products, and then it's shipped off to another country to be sold. That means utilizing a lot of resources simply to get a product to you. So I do love seeing these products that are made in the USA because, again, you're reducing your carbon footprint. And along with that, I'll mention one more point. So since they are locally sourcing their ingredients and it is from this mountain region of Wyoming, the logic behind this brand is that these are hardy ingredients. It's actually quite similar to Algenist, which we've talked about before. One more thing I want to mention, this is a brand that is free of phenoxyethanol, and yet again, as I mentioned earlier, these products are lasting. They're lasting in my collection. So I've got to say they did a great job of figuring out how to stabilize these products. Phenoxyethanol is certainly not the only preservative out there, but it is relied upon heavily in clean beauty products because it's not parabens, right? But it is possible to have an allergy to phenoxyethanol. And you are in a tough situation if you're allergic to phenoxyethanol. So all of that sounds lovely, but let's talk about individual product reviews. Now, believe it or not, this is one of few brands where I do not have a miss. Granted, this is only a 5-product video, but I don't have a miss. That's hard to do. On the next brand we review, which will be Kinship, I do have a miss. So let's just start with the creamy bubbling cleanser with fruit enzymes and AHAs. I did not really expect to love this cleanser because I'm very picky with cleansers. If you saw my skincare routine video, you know that I will trial a cleanser, but does it become my absolute favorite cleanser? It is very rare, very rare. However, I have to admit to you, this is a shockingly gorgeous cleanser. It actually, it feels like a gel cleanser to me, much more of a gel cleanser, but with a slight creaminess to it. I wouldn't call it a cream cleanser. I think that all skin types truly will enjoy this cleanser, and yet it also does bubble up. Now, typically when a cleanser bubbles up on me, I get a bit nervous because that means it's too stripping. And yet this is not stripping at all. It still contains some AHA ingredients. It contains some fruit enzyme ingredients, but again, it is not stripping, nor does it feel harsh. In fact, I can use this around my eye area. Now, as we did discuss in that video about active and basic ingredients in your cleanser, this does tend to mean that you're probably not getting a hefty impact from those active ingredients in your cleanser format. But as a cleanser itself, does it work well? Is it gentle enough for every day? Yes, it is all of those things. Absolutely, it is a beautiful cleanser and it is actually quite fun to use, which I have to admit to you is a component of what makes a favorite cleanser for me. I also appreciate that it locks closed. I get frustrated by the cleansers where once you open it, it's forever open. You all know what I'm talking about? Let's talk next about the Wild Huckleberry 8 Acid Polishing Peel. I think I said that a bit strangely. 8 Acid Polishing Peel. This is a shockingly beautiful peel. I am not the person who is the most into masks and peels, right? You've probably figured this out. I'm much more of a serums person, but I have to admit, I love this. It's a quick mask. It's a 5-minute mask that combines chemical and physical exfoliation in one place, and it is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful to use. So it has these little bits of blueberry seed in it, so you're actually getting more of a gentle physical exfoliation, and yet it still is there. This is such an interesting mask. It is based in clay. It has bentonite clay in it, although it's not too high in the ingredients, which I think may explain why it's not one of those highly drying clay masks. Again, it's also only 5 minutes, so there's not a lot of time for the clays to really dry out like a 30-minute mask. And yet, in those 5 minutes, you do get excellent chemical exfoliation. There are 8 different forms of acids in this product, as well as a lot of antioxidant-rich ingredients. And again, like I said in the intro, one of the strengths is these products just being beautiful to use. And I'm telling you, it is very hard to use this and not love every minute of those 5 minutes. And when you go to wash it off, that's when you'll get that gentle physical exfoliation. I feel like this one also has quite a pleasant smell to me. None of these products smell intentionally perfumed. I probably should have mentioned this sooner in the video. You may not love the smells of these, but you also may. They're interesting. They're very natural. Again, I will cite, if you can go in a natural food store and you don't dislike the smell of it, you'll probably be fine with these products. Speaking from experience. So honestly, that's a huge hit, probably one of my highest recommendations from this brand because I think it is so well done. I think it's both gentle, non-irritating, and yet effective. Again, as long as you don't have allergies. So let's talk about the two moisturizers next. So we have the PlantGenius Melt Moisturizer. This was my introduction to the brand, gifted by them. It's such a beautiful texture. It's so interesting that it is both somewhat lightweight and yet still very occlusive on your skin. I was trying to figure out how they managed to do it, and I noticed that the salt form of hyaluronic acid is the second ingredient in this product. I feel like that's got to be at least part of it because hyaluronic acid at low concentrations is still kind of thick in its nature. With it being the second ingredient, it might be higher in here and thus contributing to that very unique texture. We have bakuchiol in this product, which is often called a natural alternative to retinol. A quick summary as to why: it seems to activate the same receptors as retinol, but keep in mind that doesn't make it quite the same as retinol. I do like that ingredient though. I do like bakuchiol and I prefer to use it during the day. I'd say the nice thing about bakuchiol is that while retinoids or retinol can be a bit drying on me, I don't experience any kind of dryness with bakuchiol, and yet I do feel that it helps to smooth out my skin. Now, there is no added fragrance, but keep in mind this is, again, a brand that is using a lot of natural ingredients, a lot of plant ingredients, which does contribute to the scent, and there are two essential oil ingredients, lavender and orange. Interestingly, it doesn't smell like either lavender or orange, so my suspicion is that those ingredients are in here at truly very low concentrations, which could explain why this brand has gone so well for me. For me, I am able to use some amount of essential oil ingredients and specific essential oil ingredients such as tea tree oil and eucalyptus. But for me personally, I've run into problems using too much essential oil containing products in my routine. Overall, I really do like this product. I think that its unique melting texture is something that may be perfect for some amount of people who are really struggling to find the right moisturizer for them. And of course, because it is so hydrating, yes, it does smooth your skin immediately on application. Some people get perturbed when they hear that, but it is true. More water in your skin helps to plump it out so that fine lines are less visible. But to be honest with you, I think I have a new moisturizer favorite from this brand, which I didn't expect, and yet I was very curious about this product, curious enough to buy it. This is the FTC Brightening Bounce Cream. It is, again, their newest release. It is that same, well, it's a similar beautiful texture, but almost thicker, and yet also almost lighter. How do they do it? How does this brand do it? I would like to direct your attention to the ingredients on this product. Does anything immediately stand out to you? Where's the water? Skincare ingredients always start with the word water. Where is it? Oh my gosh, it's not here. It's a base of aloe. I love aloe. Aloe is a calming and soothing ingredient, and that's the basis of this product. And then on top of that, we have all of these vitamin C ingredients, including ascorbic acid, magnesium ascorbyl phosphate, ascorbyl glucoside. We have rich oils in here: sesame seed oil, avocado oil, grapeseed oil, rosehip oil. We have plant extracts in here, which are typically less sensitizing than the oils, including sage extract. We have licorice extract. Now, again, we do still have orange and lavender oil, and we also have a little bit of jasmine in this. Oh, can I please comment on the scent? This is such a wild story. So this product, if you look at the reviews on the Sephora website, it seems like people can't make up their mind as to whether they love or hate the smell on this one. Before I tell you what this smells like, I'm going to tell you that I was a bit perplexed by the smell of this because I saw people saying that it smells like wild strawberries. It does not smell like wild strawberries to me. So I consulted my partner, who is of course the scent expert in this house. I'm sure y'all have gathered that by now. I stick it under her nose and I say, "What does this smell like?" And she goes, "Oh wow, that smells very sweet. It smells like strawberries, wild strawberries." No, it doesn't. But that is what other people are saying in the review section. Other people are saying that exactly, and she doesn't have any reason to lie to me. She didn't even know what this product was. But to my nose, this smells exactly like black pepper. It's got spiciness to it. Now, thankfully, I like spicy, but how is this possible? Is this a cilantro story here? You all know about cilantro, right? Some people think it smells incredible and some people hate the smell. In fact, we've already talked about my mom in today's video. My mom hates the smell of cilantro. She hates it so much. Now, my absolute favorite cuisine by far is Mexican food. Oh my gosh, I love it. The spice, the amount of vegetables. I love Mexican food so much. So I've cooked a lot of it through my life. I love guacamole. And I used to, in my teen years, sneak cilantro into the house. I thought I was being so sneaky. Probably similarly to how other teens might have snuck other things into their house. I tried it. And my mom could smell it out. She'd smell it out. She'd say, "You bought cilantro again." I'm like, I just really want my guacamole to taste as best as it can. I have to have the cilantro, Mom. Anyway, I'm sorry. All of that is to tell you it has a unique smell. Y'all will have to let me know if you've smelled this, whether you are on team it smells sweet or team it smells spicy. We got teams yet again. This video is strange today. But I love the results. It's so beautiful. And again, it's somehow light but occlusive. It's so unique. And the final product for today's video is the PlantGenius Line Filling Eye Balm. Now, this is also a bit expensive. Eye creams are, of course, optional, but if you enjoy them, you are allowed to. And I shouldn't just say eye creams. This really is an eye balm. Now, balms by nature are a bit more thick. They're more occlusive, and this lives up to its name. My goodness, this is such a gorgeous moisturizer. Again, the idea behind this PlantGenius line is for it to be the smoothing line, the instantly hydrating line, and I think that is exactly what this product is. It contains bakuchiol, it contains caffeine. Again, it is high in that salt form of hyaluronic acid, but unlike the moisturizer, this one does not contain any essential oils, which I think is a very smart plan for an eye cream. So this one, if the other products don't work out for you, this one may. We also have some very interesting additions to this formula. We have arnica, we have ceramide, again, licorice, lots of antioxidants. And let me tell you something else that I really like about this. Again, even though it is $62, because it's a balm and because it is so thick, a little goes such a long way. So again, in terms of whether this product is for you or not, like I said with the moisturizers, if you're struggling to find a moisturizer where you like the texture of it, same thing with this. There's a very thick eye cream that I love by Hamish, the Marina eye cream. I can see that not working out for everybody because of how thick it is. And yet this is one of those where it's very thick, but it spreads beautifully and it feels lovely on your eye area. And that is it, my friends. That is my review of Alpyn Beauty. If you've tried any of these products, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, you do not have to agree with me. Feel free to agree or to disagree. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy today's video, and I will see you all next time.